United States ports brace for shutdown as dock workers strike. Good evening, I am Leila Lang for details of the news when we return.
What's on your back-to-school checklist? Fast, reliable internet, a free Chromebook, a smartphone. With Flow, you can check everything off your list. Sign up for broadband and get 25% off Turbo plus 6 months or free Chromebook while stocks last. And if you need a new phone, our postpaid bundles offer smartphones for just $4. Make back to school easy with Flow. Visit discoverflow.co for details.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
One easy loan.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
To upgrade my phone and even my home with one simple loan.
More money.
To have your wedding, to go traveling, to do anything.
More money.
No security. Speedy delivery, just check NBT. Apply anytime. In branch online, it's more money time.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
No collateral.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
Speedy delivery.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
Just check NBT.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
DBS News.
Welcome back. The third edition of Tea Village Creole has been officially launched. The event, which is aimed at showcasing local small businesses and artists, is set for the 21st to the 24th of October 2024 at the Botanic Gardens. Minister of State with responsibility for entrepreneurship and small business development, Darren Pinard, says each day will embrace a new theme.
Now on day one, under the theme, Culte bien debout, that our culture is still standing. We will highlight our traditional music and our dance, emphasizing the richness and the resilience of our cultural heritage. On day two, under the theme Youth Explosion, we're dedicating this day to the youth. And our aim is for them to showcase a kaleidoscope of the youth cultural expressions and our talents in Dominica. On day three, that is October the 23rd, the Wednesday, under the theme Fashion, Arts and Poetry, we aim to merge creativity and expression, highlighting the intersection of fashion, visual arts, and poetry. It is meant to showcase our local artists and designers, displaying their talents and innovative approaches. Day 4, which is the 24th, under the theme Mass in the Creole Village. Now that being the final day, in the colloquial terms we say the last lap, it will be a day of vibrant celebration of joy, unity, and cultural expressions in a carnival-like atmosphere. Now this day aims to immerse patrons in the lively and colorful expressions, parading of costume bands, and of course the opening of Dominica Carnival 2025.
Minister of State with responsibility for entrepreneurship and small business development, Darren Pinard. Meantime, Communications Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture, Petra Grell Shillingford, says this year the cassava root crop will take the spotlight.
We are going to show you from the source of it from the farm, how the cassava is planted, the crop, the type. They have different varieties. I won't spill all the beans now. There are different varieties. Then you come into the processing. So we will give you a live demonstration. You'll be able to see how it was done traditionally over 50 years ago. And anybody knows about the press, I'll just say the press, and they know the energy that exerted. And then we will come into the modernization of the crop now in terms of how it's processed. Modern day, women are doing it, children are involved in it. And then we will show you now the end products. So many. We have counted over 20 products. And I know some people are waiting for something that we call the wabu, which is the cassava drink. It's a little on the alcoholic side, so if you're not strong enough, I don't suggest that you sample it, but look out for the wabu. We will also have a live demonstration of the cassava kaki. So we'll have Passing Cloud has partnered with us, and he will be there live. You can engage in your own wrapping of it and getting it ready for it to be edible. So the food vendors have come out in large numbers, and we're excited for that. There are over 90-something food vendors who have signed on to our online platforms, and we have a number of spaces allocated. We will have the wide range, as we said, Dominican products in terms of fresh fruits, the coconut water we so like, our vegan ITIL option, and this has been expanded this year. So we have our agoutis, our manicures, our rabbit, Titiwi was a hit, crayfish, just name it, we will have it at T Village Creole.
Communications Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture, Petra Girl Shillingford. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has announced the establishment of an independent due diligence unit for Dominica's Citizenship by Investment CBI program, which will come into effect in October 2024. Mr. Skerrit says this is in an effort to maintain the country's high standards of its CBI program. The Prime Minister told a press conference this morning government has taken steps towards strengthening the CBI program.
Dominica, on our own, we have done a number of things. And one of the major things which will come into effect in the next month, October, is the establishment of an independent due diligence unit, which will be under the aegis of the FIU. And so they'll be responsible for reviewing all of the files and advising on which applicants will be successful or not, based on the due diligence reports and also based on the report from the GRCC. All of the persons who will be working in that unit have been vetted by the RSS, Regional Security System, and the GRCC, so that we maintain the high standards that we have maintained over the years. And so I want us to understand in Dominica that we're not opposed to anybody raising questions about the program. Sincere, honest, legitimate, transparent questions. But I believe every single Dominican must condemn any attempt at undermining this program. And the reality is, anytime the opposition party speaks on the CBI, has been in a negative light. They had an opportunity to speak on CBS, Al Jazeera, the Daily Mail, the France 24, France 24, and all of those moments they used this platform to besmirch the program. All in an effort to undermine the program. The reality is, my dear friends, we need $5 million every month to underwrite the operations of the NEP. Now, we all in Dominica understand and appreciate the positive economic and social impacts which the NEP has on several households across Dominica. That is entirely, has always been financed by the CBI program, because it is a capital program. And it's financed by the CBI. We have been able so far to continue finance it. Even during the COVID time, we paid these NEP people, even if they were not working, most of them were not working.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. Over $2 million have been paid out to farmers through the $5 million procurement of agricultural produce facility. Dexia launched this facility 1 year ago to ensure farmers receive payment for their produce in a timely manner. Dexia General Manager is Paula Plasko.
The name of the facility is the $5 million procurement of agricultural produce facility. And this facility was officially launched in September 2023. However, in April 2023, we began paying farmers from this facility. To date, and that is to 10th of September 2024, $2,401,000, $359,000.25 have been paid to 568 farmers from this facility. We have a range of agricultural produce that we pay the farmers for: bananas, dashing, plantain, ginger, yams, pineapples, sweet potatoes, white potatoes, carambola, breadfruit, avocado, eggplant, pumpkin, cucumbers, coconut, seasoning pepper, turmeric, hot pepper, tania, passion fruit, watermelons, and citrus.
Meantime, Plasko says bay oil producers also benefited from this facility.
So 95% of the agricultural produce that we purchased have been exported, and the other 5% is consumed locally through the supermarkets and the government institutions. As it relates to farmers, we pay our farmers on time, and that has increased the farmers' confidence in Dexia. And as a result of that, we have seen an increase in the volume and range of agricultural produce that comes through our pack houses. It is significant to note that $398,000 of this amount that has been paid to the farmers, $398,000 has been paid to bay oil producers island-wide.
Dexia General Manager Paula Plasko. Finance Minister Dr. Irvin McIntyre has encouraged police officers to serve Dominica with integrity and courage. His call came during the official opening of Police Week 2024 at Police Headquarters this morning. Dr. McIntyre represented Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit.
This week and beyond, I encourage each of you to recommit to the ideals you embraced when you joined the police force, to to serve and protect with fairness, integrity, courage, empathy, and compassion, always striving to maintain societal order, public safety, and community trust. The importance of community cannot be overemphasized. Building strong, trusting relationships with the public fosters cooperation and creates a safer, more cohesive environment for effective policing. Your theme for this week's observance reflects this, and I urge you to continue pursuing community engagement through open days, exhibitions, and outreach programs. Strengthening the bond between the police and the community is essential, and I look forward to seeing your community policing program grow as you continue to meet the needs of the citizens that you serve.
Finance Minister Dr. Irvin McIntyre. Meantime, Minister for National Security Rayburn Blackmore says that the police should use Police Week to launch a re-entry into the communities.
Police Week, this week, must have an intention. It must be used, in my mind, as a springboard to reintroduce yourself to the public and to recultivate that trust and confidence which are critical for your success. And how can we get that done? We are seeing some improvement by ensuring that the police is more visible in the various communities. By ensuring there is not only more visibility, but there is a consistency. And we are going to ensure that we not only actually place emphasis in terms of trying to embrace this community outreach program, which is so important, to ensure that communities in the immediate vicinity of Roseau, the city of Roseau, Central Roma, Emsor, Wallops, the Valley, Kennefield East, can be part of that exercise where the police can try to cultivate that kind of relationship and maybe establish what is so critical, the Community Neighbor Watch program. Because that's critical, because you know, the criminals, some of them are very bright. The people who are living in those areas are working people, so they stay and waiting in the bush and to terrorize those people in those areas. So it's important also for us to ensure that we give the people in those areas that some sense of hope that the police is indeed having their backs.
Minister for National Security Rayburn Blackmore. An exhibition and health discussion this evening are among the activities today for Police Week. All positions within the Dominican Labour Party will be open to contest at the party's Delegates Conference scheduled for November 10, 2024 in Vegas. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit made the announcement during a press conference today.
The issue of the party leadership, well, you asked me this question, so the party has two very important events coming up. One is on October 12th, and that will be held in Salibre, in the Salibre constituency at the Salibre Primary School as a National Council meeting, which is a precursor to the Delegates Conference. And the Delegates Conference will be held in Vegas on November 10. It will be held in Vegas November 10. And at that Delegates Conference, all positions within the party are open for those who will be interested in contesting those positions. So from the political leadership to all of the positions within the party are open for contest. So we'll see what happens in Vegas on November 10.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. On the feature segment of the news, we meet Soufriere boat builder Danny Firmin, a boat builder for over 30 years. Recently, he signed a contract to build 10 boats for the government. Mr. Firmin says it was no surprise that he took up fishing and boat building.
I really lived by the seashore, and my father was a fisherman. From boyhood, I started fishing, like throwing little line, and I grew up fishing all the time, up to now, still fishing sometimes.
In terms of boat building itself, how did that start?
I used to have French, Canadian fish come from Dominica, and he was a boat builder, and he was close to me, so he really taught me how to build my first boat.
Can you remember when your first boat was built, and where did that take place?
Well, it took place like in Soufriere, like by the bay, and it's just after Hurricane David, I started to build my first boat.
So what is the process involved in building a boat? Is it very difficult? Does it take a lot from you? Who are the people assisting you during that time?
Well, I got some of the young guys in Sophia, like I call them, and them little practice, like they help me sometimes. That they people, some of the young guys.
How many boats have you built over the years?
I built a lot of boats, maybe over 30 boats.
Have you had the chance to go abroad to learn anything or to build boats abroad for any country?
Well, the thing is that, I was in Canada, and that's where I really learned to build fiberglass boats. So I was building yachts with a company. I maybe worked around 3 years working with them. Then when I was up there, I decided to come down and do my own thing in Dominica. I was the first one building fiberglass boat in Dominica, really. It was yachts we were building in Canada with the company. So that's why I get my experience with fiberglass.
How many other boat builders do we have in Soufriere?
We have some building, like they will repair, but we haven't no really main builder in Soufriere. But like now, like they're more interested now, so soon we'll be there.
What is your final words to boat builders?
Well, I would like them to really take the work serious, because you can do get a good income from it, and like it can develop the island.
You have the contract to build 10 boats now. What do you think? How do you see this?
Like it will help us, like it will help the young guys. Maybe I'll get some young guys to work with me, and they will learn. So it's a good thing. Almost, I already try to prepare already to start. I have some guys going to work with me.
And so you say that this will provide employment for them?
That will provide good employment for them because things kind of tight now. That's a good thing.
Soufriere boat builder Danny Fumin. And that's the national focus, regional and international developments. Up next.
What's on your back-to-school checklist? Fast, reliable internet, a free Chromebook, a smartphone. With Flow, you can check everything off your list. Sign up for broadband and get 25% off Turbo plus 6 months or free Chromebook while stocks last. And if you need a new phone, our postpaid bundles offer smartphones for just $4. Make back to school easy with Flow. Visit discoverflow.co for details.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
One easy loan.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
To upgrade my phone and even my home with one simple loan.
More money.
To have your wedding, to go traveling, to do anything.
More money.
No security. Speed the delivery, just check NBT. Apply anytime. In branch online, it's more money time.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
No collateral.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
Speed the delivery.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
Just check NBT.
More money with NBT, it's more money.
DBS News.
In news from the region, the Barbados-based Caribbean Climate Outlook Forum is warning Caribbean countries to be prepared for increased tropical cyclones and severe weather activity over the next 3-month period. The regional organization said it cannot be overemphasized, particularly after the record-breaking Category 5 Hurricane Beryl, plenty of flooding, and nearly non-stop record-breaking heat that 2024 is a year of climate extremes in the Caribbean. In its latest Caribbean Climate Outlooks publication released on Monday, it said near record warm tropical North Atlantic Ocean temperatures will likely continue. And internationally, a dock workers' strike is set to shut down ports across much of the U.S., threatening significant trade and economic disruption ahead of the presidential election and the busy holiday shopping season. Tens of thousands of members of the International Longshoremen's Association are preparing to walk out on Tuesday at 14 major ports along the east and Gulf Coast, halting container traffic from Maine to Texas. Barring a last-minute intervention, the action will mark the first shutdown in almost 50 years. President Joe Biden has the power to suspend the strike for 80 days for further negotiations, but the White House has said he is not planning to act. That's news. Stay tuned for the DBS Evening Sports Report. Up next with Gavin Richards.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Well, good evening. I'm Garvin Richards with the DBS Evening Sports Report. Let's bowl off with some cricket news. As the defending Dream 11 Nature Isle T10 champions, the Valley Hikers have announced the retention of Micah Joseph, Jason Lamoth and Savio Ansem as they make another bid to win a second straight title when that competition gets underway in December. Well, Joseph, who was the team's nature boy last season, made valuable contributions with bat and ball, while Jason Lamoth and Savio Ansem were key components in their bowling attack. Well, the 6th edition of the Dream 11 Nature Isle T10 tournament gets underway on the 7th of December at Windsor Park. The player draft is carded for the 19th of October. Meantime, the Indian River Rovers have announced that they will be retaining Diony Roll and Lee Louisi. The D-Threads T2 God Splashers will be keeping Lex McGlaw, Daniel Dupini and Dylan Douglas. The Sari Sunrisers are holding on to Kyron Phillip, Tyrese Leblanc and Jason Vidal. And the Barano Ote Warriors will be keeping Stephen Natram, Gillan Tyson and Kamal Hamilton. The Champion Reef Divers have announced that they will be locking up the services of Lenico Boucher, Cheyenne Brathwaite and Brian Joseph. Well, let's bring you some more cricket news as the Trinbago Knight Riders captain Kieron Pollard says his team has to do better in the field as they make their push to win the Republic Bank CPL title. Well, the Knight Riders, after an inconsistent start, ended the round-robin phase in 3rd position and will take on the Barbados Royals in the Eliminator tomorrow. Pollard says that his team has to do better in the field.
These things happen in cricket, no one means, to drop catches. So, but, for us, overall, not Brian Charles, but overall the entire tournament, our catching has let us down a bit in different scenarios. In the last game in Brian Lara, we dropped David Miller in a crucial stage. We ended up getting him out, but, that could have been a turning point. So, again, that is something that, we need to sort of look at. Obviously, it's not much time from a turnaround perspective, but in tournaments like these, at the quality of these tournaments, you have to be better than that.
Upcoming eliminator match against the Royals. How do you sum up and size up that opposition?
Again, like in any other thing, we'll plan and we will come back. Obviously, this is the opportunity now where as you make a mistake and you blink, you're out. If you lose, that's it. So, for us, nothing's going to change. Obviously, it's going to be a game of cricket. Yes, there's going to be pressure. Yes, we accept that. But again, I would not have been standing in front of you here if I haven't played 600 and odd games and not different finals and stuff like that. So, again, we have a lot of experience in that dressing room. We're going to take it as a cricket match. And I said, hopefully back up on areas that we need to. And at the end of the day, may the best team win.
And that's the Trinbago Knight Riders captain, Kieron Pollard. Some more sports this evening. Well, the West Indies women's all-rounder Chanel Henry says while she is happy with her performance in the West Indies ICC T20 World Cup matchup with India, she is disappointed that the ladies were not able to get over the line. While the West Indies lost the first match yesterday by 20 runs, Chanel Henry picked up 1 for 11 in her 4 overs and then hit 59 not out with the bat.
Of course, today was a pretty good outing personally. Of course, as a team, we would want to get into the habit of winning because, this is a World Cup. Today was just, a practice, a good run out for the girls, to see the test we're up against. And I'm pretty sure we come on the 4th or the next practice game, we will be ready. I just think, individually, I guess each person just needs to, just contribute a little bit here and there. And once we have that from all 11 who's on the field, of course, the team will be successful. So I think, going into the next practice game, even into the tournament, individual performances will be key. always good to feel a ball coming off the bat. You know, of course, once you can also contribute to the score, you know, and help your team be successful, that's always good. But, you know, leading into a tournament, once you feel good as a batter, and you can go there and know that, you know, you have the mentality, the winning mentality, and everything will just fall into place. So I think it's just about continue to bat as many balls as possible, trying some new stuff, and of course, once you get that everything right, success will follow.
And that's the West Indies all-rounder Chanel Henry. Well, the West Indies ladies will play their next warm-up match tomorrow against Australia. That game bowls off at 10 o'clock in the morning Caribbean time. They will also kick off their campaign in the World Cup on Friday against South Africa. Let's bring you some domino news now. Element Agencies, Green City and Elite Boys all picked up wins as matches continued in the National Domino League on the weekend. Palm Boys, New Block and Hunters also secured wins in action from Zone B.
Zone A, Matrix 2,501, Brain 2,183. Element Agencies 2,503, Stone Bar 1,419. Green City 2,519, Ika Point 1,595. Elk Boy 2,548, Green City 2,303. Elk Boy and Golden Arms won by default against Bellevue and Unstoppable. In Zone B, Palm Boys 2,512, One Love 1,782. New Block 2,509, Eclipse 2,188. Hunters 2,503, New Block Berridge 2,498. Storm 2,520, Skis 1,091. Dream Makers 2,542, No Name 1,949.
PRO of the Dominica Domino Association, Anthony Scotland, well, Valiance, Rodney's Rock Jimmy Stars, White City, Fish Hunters, the Warriors, United, Non-Players, One Case, Brigady Stars, Wake Up Stars, and Itasio also among the winners last weekend. Some football news. League leaders in the DFA Premier League, Central Cooperative Credit Union Dubla FC, have opened up a 6-point lead on Valvoline Way United as the race for the Premier League title heats up. Well, the defending champions Dubla, they hammered Sajiko Southeast 7-0 last night at the DFA Technical Centre. The league's leading goal scorer Travis Joseph added 2 more to his tally, giving him 19 goals on the season. Chad Bertrand got 2 goals as well, while the other scorers for Dubla were Brielle Thomas, Oder Laville and Savio Wansam. Well, Dubla, they have now won 10 matches this season and they're on top of the points table with 31 points. Here now is the Dubla captain, Brielle Thomas.
Yeah, well, obviously, I must be happy because we won the game. Well, on the game, in the manner we won the game, so I'm very pleased.
All right, you guys really set the tone early, got onto the score sheet very early in the game. How much do you think that influenced the match in the end?
Well, early goal is always a bonus in any game, so we just need to continue what we're doing and the goals will come.
All right, now this win puts you 6 points clear at the top. In terms of the title race, the job is not done yet though.
No, obviously, mathematically, we United could pass us, any team could pass us if we keep on dropping points, but right now it's just it in our hands to win, and if we don't lose no points going on to the rest of the Premier League, we'll be champions.
All right, you've been in this sort of position before. How much experience do you think you can take from that, as you look to close out the campaign this time around?
Well, obviously, everybody on the team has that experience. As you say, we've been here before, and it's not just certain individuals, but we collectively as a team. So we just know what we have to go and do, the effort we have to put on and off the field, especially on the training ground, for us to come out and get convincing victory like tonight.
All right, a quick word on Travis Joseph. 19 goals for the season, 2 goals tonight. How instrumental has he been to the good run of form for your team?
Well, 19 goals says it all. To have 19 goals so far, well, with plenty games to go, That just showing that obviously he's a big part in our team, very, very important player, just as the rest of us, and we just try and get him to the most goals at the end of the season.
And that's the Central Cooperative Credit Union Dubla FC Brielle Thomas. Well, the loss was the 7th defeat this season for Sajiko Southeast, and they have now dropped to 7th place in the points table on 14 points. Meantime, Valvoline Way United's title hopes suffered a major setback as they were held to a 1-1 draw with Promex Hallam United on Sunday afternoon. Michael Gasper scored for Way United, while Brandel Richards got the lone goal for Hallam. The draw leaves Way United on 25 points, and they're 6 points behind the league leaders, Dubla FC. Well, the national netball team, they ended their campaign in the ECCB International Netball Series on a strong note with 2 wins in their final 2 matches on the weekend. On Saturday, Dominica crushed Anguilla 77-28, and yesterday, Dominica picked up a hard-fought 4-point win over Antigua. Dominica took that match 55-51 to end the tournament with 3 wins and 4 defeats. Team captain Gillian Serafin says that she was happy with the way that the team fought back after the slow start to the tournament.
Well, I must say that Team Dominica definitely had a better start to our match today compared to all of our matches. So it shows that we have learned from our mistakes. I mean, we still made errors. There's still room for improvement, but I'm very proud of the way that we started the match today.
Obviously, this one means a lot to you guys, seeing that today is the final day of competition and to see the smiles on everyone's faces because you're actually successful claiming that victory.
Oh yes, it feels great, and it shows that Dominica do have the potential to compete at this level. We just need to go back to the drawing board, clean up our act, fix our errors, and we'll be competitive next time around.
Now let's just talk about the last 10 seconds of the match, okay? In the last 10 seconds, specifically 10 seconds, you guys were able to score 2 against Antigua. Was it expected? Because I see you guys were literally back and forth in terms of points.
Yes, the nerves were starting to take over, so we had to take a deep breath, we had to believe in ourselves, and we came back and scored those 2 quick goals. So we're happy about that.
I saw you guys actually jump in jubilation because it was like, wow, you actually fight for it and then you succeeded and you guys were just extremely happy out there in the court today.
Yes, we was. It showed that we have the potential. We just need to believe in ourselves, believe in what our coaches taught us, and just go out there and execute.
Just tell me, what does this win mean for you, seeing today is the last day of competition?
Well, it's good. It's nice to end the competition on a win, so we're excited and happy about this win.
And that's the Dominica team captain, Gillian Serafin. Well, St. Vincent, they were crowned champions as they went undefeated in the tournament. Grenada finished in 2nd place and St. Lucia finished in 3rd place. The tournament was also the end of an era for Anna Maria Panthe, who announced earlier of her intention to retire from national competition, and she was recognized as the oldest player in the competition. She got an award for that. And Dominica's Selena Langley, where she was judged Dominica's most valuable player in the tournament. Well, that will bring us to the end of the DBS Evening Sports Report. Some more sporting highlights for you tomorrow morning during the DBS Major Morning News. Of course, you heard the news with Leila Langford. I brought you the sports. On behalf of the entire news and sports department, of course, our links person, DJ Halo Boy, I'm Garvin Richards saying good evening.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fenced pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
DBS Radio gives you top quality service over any other for live streaming of funerals. Call us today at 448-3282.
Good evening, welcome to the evening edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. We begin with the evening edition of the DBS Radio Death Announcements. It is the 30th day of September 2024. We announce the death of Miss Flora John Baptiste, age 57, of Corliho. She died on Tuesday, the 10th of September, at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. The funeral arrangements for the late Miss Flora John Baptiste of Corliho will be given in a subsequent announcement. We announce the death of Teresa Paul Coffey of Grand Fort, who resided in Canada. She was 100 years and 3 months old. She died on Thursday, 19th September in Canada. She was the mother of Francisca Coffey and Eugenia Coffey, all in Canada, and Clifford Coffey in St. Croix. She will also be remembered by her 21 grandchildren: Grayson Shillingford of York Regional Police, Larry Riviere, Peter Coffey, Casey Coffey Robinson, Stratford Coffey, Trifina Coffey, Grace Coffey, Tabitha Coffey, Miranda Martin, Therese Ann Martin, Simone Martin, Aline Martin, Elizabeth Martin, Nicole Martin Walker, Gertrude Martin, Juliet Martin, Linda Paul Laford, Eleonora Dangleben, Teresa Ann Dangleben, Jason Mason, and Augustus Martin. One sister, Iona Paul Verin in Guadeloupe, a daughter-in-law, Doreen Coffey, 38 great-grandchildren, 19 second great-grandchildren, many nieces, grandnephews, other family members, and dear friends, names too numerous to mention. She was predeceased in death by her son, Rudy Martin, in Canada, and Solange Coffey in Dominica. The body of the later Teresa Paul Coffey of Grand Fort, who resided in Canada, will be viewed from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, the 1st of October, at New Duke Funeral Home on 2058 Kipling Avenue in Etobicoke. The funeral service will take place at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, the 2nd of October, at the St. Andrew's Catholic Church on 2547 Kipling Avenue in Etobicoke, and will be followed by interment at the Queen of Heaven Cemetery. We announce the death of Nasif Alexander Mingo, better known as Mek, age 89, of Good Hope, who resided at Samsgut, Marigot. He was the father of Eunice George Mingo of Bells, Wavel, Ruben, Hyacinth, Russell, Tony, Corinth, Christina, Janice, Mickey, and Anthony Mingo. Also Nell, Meldora, and Curly. He will also be remembered by his stepchildren, Ginger, Rayburn Williams, and Inga George. His brothers, Isol Mingo and John Felinor Mingo. His sister, Leona. Daughter-in-law, Carisha Mingo. 44 grandchildren, 39 great-grands, 12 great-great-grandchildren residing in Guadeloupe and Dominica. Nephews and nieces including Rosie, Chrissy, Lucy John Baptiste, Lawrence Lander, Valentine, and Phyllis Stout. All the Mingo family in Castle Bruce and overseas, names too numerous to mention. The entire Marigot community, Castle Bruce, Deepa, Tranto, Concord, Kalinago territory, especially Antrizal, Atkinson, Wesley to Kalibishi. Close friends including Jeffrey Charles, Edwina Jeremy, Sejan Christmas, Ma Norden Gordon, Mr. Paul Gordon, Veronica Gordon, Esther and Reynard Joseph, Cyprian John Baptiste, Audrey Burton and family, Wilbur and family of Atkinson. The body of the late Nasif Alexander Mingo, better known as Sek of Good Hope, who resided at Samsgut, Marigot, can be viewed from 2:30 p.m. on Friday, the 4th of October, at the Zion Methodist Church. The funeral service will take place at 3 p.m. and will be followed by interment at the Zion Methodist Cemetery. The funeral arrangement entrusted to Gentle Rest Funeral Service, Inc. We announce the death of Teresa Lewis, better known as Chick, age 79, of Tibet, who resided at Zikak, Portsmouth. She died on Wednesday, the 25th of September, at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. She was the mother of Nazarene, Helen, and Tessa. She will also be remembered by her 12 grandchildren, Keziah, Paul, Tashida, Frederick, Georgia, Lynn, Stacy, Quanisha, Diana, Thierry, Michael, and David. 17 great-grandchildren, 5 sisters, Jean Lewis, Valentine Lewis, Seraphine Lewis, Catherine Lewis, and Teresa Lewis, better known as KK. 4 brothers, Arthur Lewis, Leonard Lewis, Leon Lewis, and Andrew Lewis. 15 nieces, 12 nephews, the Seaman and Valerie families, and other names too numerous to mention. The body of the late Teresa Lewis, better known as Chick of Tibet, who resided at Seacock, Portsmouth, can be viewed from 2:30 p.m. on Wednesday, the 2nd of October, at the Reconciliation and Deliverance Ministries Church in Portsmouth. The funeral service will take place at 3 p.m. and will be followed by interment at the Chance Public Cemetery. The funeral arrangement entrusted to Gentle Rest Funeral Service, Inc. We announce the death of Magdalene Rock, better known as Ato or Ato, age 69, of Montine, Grand Bay. She died on Thursday, the 26th of September, at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. The funeral arrangements of the late Magdalene Rock, better known as Ato or Ato of Montine, Grand Bay, will be given in a subsequent announcement. The management and staff of DBS Radio, the nation station, extends deepest condolences to the family of the late Flora John Baptist, Teresa Paul Cuffey, Nassif Alexander Mingo, Teresa Lewis, and Magdalene Rock.
And now, your Community Bulletin Board.
Let's now present to you the general announcements on this evening's edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. The general public is advised that the Ministry of Public Works, Public Utilities and the Digital Economy will be undertaking road rehabilitation works along the Dame Eugenia Charles Boulevard during the period September 26 to October 4, 2024. Works will be undertaken in 3 sections and would require temporary closure of the following sections of the boulevard throughout the entire day. Section 2, which commenced today, September 30th to October 2nd, 2024, from Cork Street to Hillsborough Street, and Section 3, October 3rd to 4th, from Hillsborough Street to the end of Dexia Building located on the Dame Eugenia Charles Boulevard. The Ministry apologizes for any inconvenience that may arise due to the temporary closure of these public roads and seeks the usual cooperation of the general public to ensure the smooth execution of the rehabilitation works. The Public Service Union is requesting the attendance of all public officers to a general meeting on Wednesday, 2nd October, and that's at 4:30 p.m. at the Dominica Public Service Union Conference Room to discuss and finalize the level of salary increase which should be proposed to the government. We've come to the end of the general announcements. We have some What's On coming up next. Stay tuned.
Dominica's World Creole Music Festival in 2024, October 25 to 27. Create memories, rejuvenate, exhilarate in excitement, music and dance. Get your ticket now at dominicafestivals.com. Are you ready? Dominica invites the world to celebrate the biggest and most anticipated music festival in the Caribbean. 2024, October 25 to 27 at the Windsor Park Stadium in Roseau. 3 nights, 1 stage, non-stop action. Get your ticket now at dominicafestivals.com. Dominica's World Creole Music Festival.
It is that time of the year. The Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development and the Cultural Division presents Cultural Semi-Finals competitions as part of Independence Celebration's calendar of events. The West and Southwest Semi-Finals is set for Friday, October 4th at the Old Mill Cultural Center at 5 p.m. Then on Saturday, October 5th, it's a double header. South semi-finals takes place at the Bellevue Shopping Mall at 3 p.m. and the North and Northeast semi-finals at the Will Strathmore Primary School in Marigot at 3 p.m. On Sunday, October 6th, all roads lead to Grand Fort at 3 p.m. for the East and Southeast semi-finals. Independence Celebrations 2024 Cultural Competitions. See you there. Pay nu, kado nu.
The Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development